Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to our channel, Why Not Now? My name is Steven and this is my beautiful wife, Lisa Marie. If you guys are new to our channel, we have been living in Mexico. We have a temporary residence here. We have been living in Mexico for over a year now. So be sure to check out many of our other videos that we have made tons of videos, everything from cost of living, how to obtain temporary residency, neighborhood tours over in Querétaro, and just other things, how to get services, a lot of other things, guys. So be sure to check that out.
That's right, guys. So we lived in Santiago de Querétaro, Mexico for a little bit over a year, guys, and we actually relocated to Oaxaca and made this our new temporary home base. And we want to go ahead and, like we did in Querétaro, bring you guys in, show you what life is like here, and give you guys all the tools that you need to pretty much transition from wherever you're coming from, whether it's Canada or the United States or wherever you're coming from, here to Mexico. So we're going to start today by showing you an apartment that we found here, and stay tuned because towards the end I'm going to actually give you the cost of this apartment. You're going to be quite surprised, I think. And we're going to also break down the pros and cons, and that's very important, guys, because as you guys know, those of you who have been following us from day one, you know we're very truthful, and we're gonna get into it. I mean, you're gonna want to know the cons as well, guys. So let's start, guys. We are actually right outside of our apartment. When we turn around here, our apartment is to the right. There's another apartment across here to the left. There's nobody above us, guys. This actually goes to where we hang dry our clothes, and up top you have another apartment on the left, and then you have a cabana, so on the right there, which is still in the process of being built.
Yep.
So guys, let's go on in.
All right, guys, let's go on in, and of course I'm gonna show you the beautiful views that we have, but I'll show you that in the park.
That's right, because we actually live all up in the mountain, and let's talk about that too. So we have obviously some security. We have this gate here, and I'll let my husband step in so he can show you guys. Our guys want to say hello. Our living room.
All right, guys, welcome. Bienvenidos a la casa. This is the living room right here, guys. Someone had mentioned that they wanted to someone had mentioned that they wanted to start a drinking game every time we say guys. So, hey, take a shot of tequila, whatever you guys want to do.
That's right, mezcal.
Drink water, mezcal, whatever you want to do. But all right, guys. Yeah, we are in the living room right here. You see we have a little table right here. We do a little work and everything, and excuse the mess, guys. We're still trying to get everything situated.
Yeah, guys, please just know that we've only been here for a couple of weeks, so we still have some things.
Couple of days, yeah.
Well, a couple of weeks in Oaxaca, and a few days here in the apartment, so we're still trying to get organized. But as you can see, a basic couch, nothing super fancy, but it does the job. And as you can see here, if you're sitting at the computer, the desk here, and you're looking out, you can see the mountain views.
I'm gonna get to the views, guys. I'm gonna get to it. And yes, now we're about to go into the kitchen, and this is something that we have been missing, we have been wanting ever since we were in Querétaro, Mexico, guys.
That's right.
Right there.
The stove.
The stove.
The oven. Excuse me. The oven, because we had like a small four top burner in our other apartment tour. Make sure you check it out, guys. We did a very detailed cost of living 2021, which applies also to 2022 because we did it at the end of the year. But we didn't have a stove, an oven. So now instead of me making my husband's birthday cake on stovetop, which actually is pretty easy, guys, I can do it in the oven.
Yep, pretty cool. And as you see, we have a refrigerator, full-size refrigerator in my opinion. And this is very important over here, guys. Mob.
A lot of the appliances, they'll tell you that that's a good brand here in Mexico, so that's why we have a joke about it. So whenever we see appliances, we say mob.
Mob.
We have an extra table here. I don't know why it's here, guys, but it's convenient for chopping and doing certain things for cooking, so that's helpful.
Yeah, it's a unique setup. It's a unique setup, to be honest with you, but it's spacious and it's open, and you guys see, we have cabinet space. Of course, you need to got a fond agua right there. You just have cabinet space and the pots and dishes, and then we also have an outside area.
This is where our sink is actually. So it's just where you can hand wash your clothes.
Yep, just something.
And as you can see, it's just a basic shed up top.
Yeah.
There's a little clothesline in here as well, but we have a clothesline up top on the roof.
Yeah, we're gonna show you that, and also we're gonna talk about something about over here as well, guys. And this is our water tank. You know, we were told just to leave it on pilot to save, and then when you want to just start it up and get the water hot.
The reason why we leave it on pilot is because, as you can see, we use these type of canisters.
That's right.
It's a little bit different than the gas. Well, we've done many videos. We had a couple of apartments out in Milenio, Querétaro. We had it also in the Alamos area, Las Brujas of Querétaro. So if you go through our videos, you're going to see we've done multiple apartment tours, multiple cost of living, and we even teach you guys how to turn on your utilities. So this is, again, we know how to turn on gas and call the gas company. We did a video on that, which actually I think, guys, was overlooked because it's when we first started YouTube. I'm gonna put that in the pinned comment because you guys need to know about the scams that can happen when you call the gas company. They actually put the hose and attach it to the top of the building and give you gas. But this is a different way of getting gas. And you call the man, he brings you these canisters here. So that's how it's refilled, and you keep it on pilot just so you don't constantly burn and waste gas. That's just what we were told to do to conserve gas. So
yep, that's what we were told, and that's a good thing that you call the gas man up here and they will come and exchange it, and they will also hook it up for you. That's what we haven't had to do it yet, but that's what we were told. All right, guys, let's go over this way.
Going to the left, right?
Let's go to the right, to the bedroom. But first, I'm gonna show you the views I was promising you guys. Check this out. Crazy views, guys.
There's actually a cross on the right that's lit up at night. I don't think they can see it, but
yeah,
it's beautiful at night.
It's a cross up that way at night. And as you can see, it was like a little fire right there from the fireworks, and we were talking more about those things, guys.
Yeah, and actually we have a mechanic. If you can see this car in the front here, we have a guy who does mechanic work, so he has a lot of cars in the front. Okay, let's go to the
all right, let's go over here.
Bedroom.
Yep. King size bed. We got lucky. Is actually, they put two doubles together. This little guy trying to jump up and he couldn't make it. And it's just a basic room. You're gonna have to make it your own. Because it was furnished. The apartment was furnished, and it came with a little blanket and
just some basic.
And some little basic stuff, little baby pillows, something like that.
Can you imagine, guys? Can you imagine?
Yeah, little baby pillows, and we're getting situated. You have a little space here and there, and then you have the big windows where you have the views that you can look out.
That's right.
All right, so let's go ahead and go down the hallway.
And I'm going to open up the bathroom door. Actually, more windows. They're
right.
They're long windows.
Big, long windows. Yep.
And they're actually building something. If you can see that, there's people that live down bottom there. You can see their clothes hanging, and also they're trying to work on this building here on the left. So I'm not sure if that's going to be an apartment in the future or not. But
yeah.
So you guys know this is the barrio of Aurora. So the neighborhood of Aurora. It is. Xochimilco is not far from us. But it's like two different worlds. It's like night and day, guys. It's like we're way up top. They're way down bottom. So you guys have probably heard of Xochimilco, Oaxaca, because I think a lot of extranjeros, a lot of foreigners will go and visit that quaint little barrio. So
yeah.
All right, I'll let my husband go in first.
This is a bathroom, guys. Just a basic, sink and the toilet. The shower's like this, kind of like I guess in like Thailand or over in Asia, it's like a wet bath almost. It's nothing to divide, so it's like
the water does come out.
The water will come out if it's not set up the right way. But yeah, that's the shower. You have a window for the fresh air. As you see, it's private windows. There's privacy there, and that's pretty much it, guys. It's pretty simple. And as my wife was saying, we're over in the barrio Aurora. We are honestly like the only foreigners over here, guys.
Yeah.
Only foreigners over here.
We can't hide. We can't blend in at all.
No, can't blend in at all. Can't blend in at all. But that's okay. So that's pretty much like the apartment tour. We're gonna tell you the price.
Yeah, let's take it outside. Yeah. We'll sit outside on our steps, and we'll go ahead and let's talk about these pros and cons, which are much, they need to be heard. And let's talk about this price, guys. So let's do it. All right, guys. So we are on the outside of our apartment, and we wanted to mention the pros and cons. So I'm going to start number one with the monster, the one you guys have been waiting for, the price, right? The price is great. It's 7,000 pesos for that apartment. Okay, good space, nice views. What is included in that? Just the water. Mm-hmm. So your gas, your electric, your internet, all of that will be separate. Okay, so guys, what is the next pro? I'll have my husband take that one.
Oh, we're talking about the size of the apartment. We mentioned.
Oh, right, that's right.
We forgot to mention that we do combo price size
Right.
together, and the size of the apartment is nice along with the price.
Right.
That's pretty good. Okay, number 2 is furnished.
Obviously, yeah.
We're always looking for furnished apartments, and that's nice that it came furnished. The thing with it, though, of course, you have to look. Bring your own thing to make it your own.
Yeah.
Your own. So it's kind of like a pro/con with it, but we're sticking to the pros right now, and it's
Right. For us, it's definitely a pro because we need to have something that's furnished.
Yeah.
Now there are some things that obviously you'd have to buy if you didn't have enough pots and basic things, but the essentials like having your bed, having your furniture, a couple of pots, basic things that definitely is included there. Number 3, of course, the views. I mean, that's what really drew me in. It was incredibly beautiful. It seemed incredibly peaceful to just be here, up in the mountains with the locals. So to me, the views, especially at night, guys, I mean, I'll see if we have footage, but it's lit up. Like every home is just lit up. It just looks like Christmas every night, really.
Yeah,
it's incredibly beautiful, guys. Number 4.
Number 4 is somewhat private. Like we have privacy because, as we were showing when we first came in, there's only 2 apartments right now ready, and then we're within a gated like a gate, so we have the privacy.
Yeah,
that's a pro.
Definitely, we don't have to worry about anybody being above us, like we mentioned. So nobody walking above us, which is really nice. So that gives us some form of privacy in comparison to having like a big building with multiple people over you. So that is for us definitely a pro. Number 5, green space for the dogs, guys. We'll show you a clip of that. I mean, especially my little guy, Joe Pesci, you guys know, the little Yorkie guy, and Nico, they love it. They love running around up and down the stairs, and they love going and just using the bathroom whenever they want, and they don't have to worry about other dogs. So definitely a pro there, especially when you're in Mexico, guys, because you have to, when you find a place to live, sometimes, depending on what city or what area you're in, it's kind of difficult to find a spot for your dogs to go to the bathroom. You have to kind of walk them around, and then there's a factor of certain cities do have more street dogs. So this is a huge pro for us, for sure. Okay, number 6. I will take this one because for me this is important. This is one of the reasons that I was actually nervous to move to Oaxaca, but I decided it was time to confront some fears and just go ahead and you guys know Oaxaca is pretty much where 1/4 of all of the earthquakes happen in the country of Mexico. So it is, earthquakes are very common here, and they have had some pretty strong ones over the decades back. So this particular construction here, our landlord said that when he had it built, the walls and everything to pretty much handle an earthquake, un sismo, right, up to an 8.5. That's pretty incredible, guys.
That's a big earthquake, man.
That's a big earthquake. So that to me, when I heard that, I said, well, that's a huge plus. We're in the mountains, so I'd like to know that what's behind us is not going to come crumbling down on top of us, right?
Exactly.
So that was a huge, definitely a pro.
Yeah.
And my husband will take the last.
Number 7. Oh yeah, they have services where you have a tortilla guy coming up here, you have a panaderia guy coming up here bring bread, pan dulces. You have they bring the services over here to you. They constantly coming around up here, so they
come up here on their motorbike, they'll beep the horn, and they pass many times per day with tortillas, and then the panaderia guy comes in like his car, really.
It's like on a routine at 6 o'clock.
It's not like a store delivering to you guys, so it's like a car, and then you'll hear certain music, and you'll know, oh, that's the guy selling the bread at 6:15 in the evening, or oh, that's the gas guy, or oh, that's the tortilla guy on the motorbike beeping the horn and flashing that kind of like alarm system.
Oh, it's like a car alarm system.
Yeah.
and keep in mind, guys, like I said, we're the only foreigners living up here. Like I haven't encountered any other foreigners living over this way. So we're way up top we in the mountains. So of course, people they have to bring their stuff down here. If not, you have to walk way down that steep hill.
Yeah, and speaking of that will bring me to our cons. And so cons, guys. Now, I'm going to say this to you. We stood in an Airbnb, and I remember reading a reviews initially when we came down here, right? And I remember reading a review about you had actually told me about this. The lady said how it was very difficult to walk because the hills were very steep.
Yeah.
When I tell you that hill was a cakewalk, where we live, the only way I can describe it is, for those of you who do the treadmill, have you ever put the treadmill on the max incline? Well, think about that times like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And think about having to walk up on that incline for like 15 minutes straight just to get up one road.
Daily.
Okay. And going down it, you feel like it's very strange. It's a very strange feeling. You feel like you're gonna topple backwards at any moment. So that it's an incredibly, I can't stress it enough, steep hill, which can make it very difficult for going up and down. So like, for example, if we forgot something, honestly, we're like, oh, I don't know if I want to go back down again. You know,
it's that bad. It's that bad, because you see locals going up and down the hill, and they go up a way, and they may walk like sideways, and then they sit there and be like, and then, you know, they keep going. And some people will try to get a taxi to bring them up from down the hill as well.
From down the hill, yeah.
And that's another, we're going to get into it, but that's something else to talk about. All right, number 2. On top of the hill where we live, it's not really super walkable. And that's something that we prefer, because we don't have a car.
Right.
And it helps out, and it's really not that walkable. Like, it takes some time for us to get over to the mercados,
right,
or the little stores and stuff like that. And that's something that we most definitely need, and we don't have it over here.
Yeah, it's not like, I mean, you know, if you wanted to kind of get like a bag of chips or something like that, you're going to have to walk down this extremely steep hill. And then, you know, eventually you can find you a little bodega, a little store.
Yeah.
But it's not like, you know, usually we could just kind of walk out of your house and just, you know, get to a decent sized corner store. It's a little bit different, guys.
It is very different.
Number 3, this freaked me out.
Yeah, number 3. Have you ever heard? You know how the monkeys make a noise like? I can't, but
it's definitely a monkey, a loud. I feel like we're in the jungle.
Yeah, we have pets. We have pets. We have pet geckos, guys.
Well, here's the thing. When I first heard it, I told my husband, I heard like something, like a noise, like out there in that lavender, like where we have that little washer, that washing sink I showed you guys out there. I heard like a bunch of scratching on top of that shed, and I heard this really loud, like a chimp was out there. And I said to my husband, what is that?
Yeah.
And then, you know, I was like, some weird animal. I thought it was some kind of big animal. Well, later on that night, I went to go get some water, and I freaked out, guys. My husband came in there, and there was a big gecko. I kid you not. This doesn't even include the size of his tail. He was about this big, and including the tail was even longer.
Yeah, like a iPhone 13 Pro or something, like long and big, and it camouflaged into the wall. I don't know, man. It's a common thing down here.
Yeah.
But we have them. We named them and everything. We have them.
And he won't get out of our house.
He would not leave.
And I think he brought his cousin Larry too.
Yeah.
We named him Fred, actually. We say Fred's in the kitchen.
Yeah, Fred in the kitchen, and we call Larry in the bathroom, because waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, going to the bathroom, and you look up and you just see something just looking at you, and it's like, what the hell's going on?
And then they camouflage, right?
The color, it was kind of coloring into the wood, so you
barely could see them.
Looks like they can camouflage into the thing.
And they are fast.
Yeah.
We try to. I mean, I didn't want to kill it at first. I told my husband, just get the broom and like push him out, because we had that window that slides. But he wasn't having it. He said, no, you guys need to get out of my apartment.
Pretty much. All right.
So number 4, no washer, guys. So to me, I don't care about having a dryer necessarily. I'm fine with hanging my clothes. In my last apartment, I had like a little clothes rack. And actually, I kind of grew up like that too. I'll be honest with you guys. I had a clothes rack growing up, and some things we couldn't dry, we would hang it on the clothes rack in our apartment in New York. That's where I'm originally from. So, but, you know, not having a washer, I think for me is harder because of the steep hill. So I'll give you an example. Guys, if I look run down, you probably see I'm looking very tired. I've been feeling under the weather. My asthma has been flaring up for whatever reason, I don't know, but I haven't been feeling as well since shortly after I arrived in Oaxaca. And I always try to come to the apartment that's furnished and wash all the blankets and take care of everything for dust purposes and for allergies, because I have severe allergies to like mold, to cats and cigarette smoke, all kinds of things, guys. So I try to make sure that those things are not like in the apartment. No one was a smoker and the dust is minimal and things like that. Right. Well, we had to walk down and actually down the steep hill with our blankets and our clothes, because I wasn't in that mode at that time to wash clothes. We have since then been washing our basic shirts and basic things in the sink and hang drying them. But the big blankets, I had to take it down to a lavanderia, and it was really difficult with that, not having the washer. So that to me is a huge convenience that I do miss. I'm okay without a dryer, but I do miss having a washer, guys, especially given the location that we live in.
Yeah, because we were honestly told that those things were very close by, and it's to the point of they weren't. So we would have negotiated their price.
Yeah, lower.
And
definitely.
I don't want to get started about that, but yeah, we would have taken that price down like another 2,000 pesos. Yeah. To be honest with you.
Yeah, we would have tried because I felt like it was fair at first. I said, well, I'll trust their word and everything is right there. But and also once you're living somewhere, guys, I mean, it's different.
You start to learn.
You start to learn things more, and you realize, okay, this is actually, very inconvenient, or okay, this is a little bit harder than I thought. So it's partially we're to blame as well. We had to take, not even to blame, but more so we had to take the time to really be here and see what the challenges would be for us, so. That's
why we go before you guys and give you guys the information so you can come down here and be more knowledgeable about those things.
Yeah.
All right, number 5, burning a lot of trash. They burn a lot of trash over here. You wake up in the morning, you see nothing but smoke everywhere. And as I pointed out earlier, looked like some fireworks or something had caught fire in the mountains over the grass area.
Yeah.
It burns a lot, and that makes it hard to breathe because I actually struggle when it's a lot of like cigarette smoke and burning fires and stuff.
Terrible with that,
I struggle with that, and being that we're higher up, it creates more of a problem.
Yep, definitely.
It's like this, I don't know, in the morning I wish I could put it on film to show you. It's like LA smog type of fire.
It's very thick and heavy.
It's thick and heavy, yeah, so that causes a problem. That honestly causes a problem for both of us.
Both of us, yes, both of us. For sure. And if you think about it, it's like you can't open the window for fresh air. You don't have an air conditioning because that's not common. So when you do want fresh air, I mean, it's been like close to 80, like pretty much we're in late December going into January. So you're kind of like, okay, I can't get any fresh air, and it's a little bit frustrating at times because if you're not dealing with the trash burning, you're dealing with they pop fireworks for everything. Everything, and it's really loud up here. Like it sounds extra loud up here. So
yeah, I had some little babies chasing me the other day, throwing fireworks at my feet. Didn't joke, but yeah.
Number 6, I'll let you take this one.
Number 6. I don't know what's going on, but the water smells like eggs on occasion. Rotten and strong. Oh my gosh. I was doing something and the smell came out of the kitchen and wifey was like, "What is that?" So it's like,
but then we'll have a day like where we don't smell it. Yeah. So we know it could be sulfur right in the water, but then we also heard of other incidents where, of course, sewage can get in the water. So I'm not sure if it's not consistent what that could be, but that's definitely a huge con.
Yeah, con. It's crazy because we have to brush our teeth. We have to do these things. They say it's not harmful, but you know what I'm saying. So we're making it work. We over here we're really living over in the local area, guys. Really, I keep stressing it enough. We're really living in the local area, guys.
Yeah, and we're saying that because guys, as we've made that vow, that's part of our values. We tell you guys, not only are we here to inspire you guys, motivate you guys to live the life that you were meant to live. You always hear me say my quote at the end, you're here to say it, but we're also here to tell you, when we make mistakes, we share it, or that way you can have more knowledge, and your transition to Mexico or to any country for that matter could be easier. It's not always good to just hear all the good things. You need to hear the day-to-day life. You need to hear a mixture. And honestly, a lot of times when you go to YouTube, we've said this before, for us before we moved here, it was hard to find really truthful and valuable information, because a lot of the information is all about how great things are, and we all know in anywhere you live in the world that everything is not all rosy. That you're gonna have bad things. You're gonna have. So, it's not like we're just doing an Airbnb video and saying, hey, Airbnb tour. No, we're truly living here, and we're showing you the ins and outs here of now before Querétaro, now we're living in Oaxaca. So.
Yeah. All right, guys, not to keep the video so long. Number 7.
Taxis. So, Didi, here, guys, here's the thing that's strange to me. So they say Uber doesn't function here, right? They don't have Uber here, but I think they have Uber Eats, right?
I think they have a little bit Uber Eats.
We've seen that around, but but Didi, but Uber, as far as taxi, it doesn't exist here. Not yet, anyway. Things can change.
We haven't had any luck. Yeah, we haven't had any luck.
But they do have Didi, which is like Uber. But my husband will tell you about that, how it works.
It sucks. It's no other way to say it. Like it's you get them, and then you like the first time I got in the vehicle.
What was it quoted?
It was quoted like 50-something pesos, and then all of a sudden the fare just kept going up, and I didn't click metered. I clicked that's the rate, and they give you a range, and it's just weird over here because yellow cabs over here dominate with the orange, like the maroon and white cab. Different levels over here, but they dominate. And that's a downside to us. Like that's a very bad con where we live. You have to walk all the way down the hill, guys, to try to hitch a ride, and then on top of hitching a ride, there's other things.
We'll talk about that another time. There are other obstacles that come with that, guys. So we'll mention that because we don't want to. We have a lot of information. We learn quick. We learn quick.
So
but
that's a con.
The con is that here when we've even tried to call Didi, they'll say like looking for a driver, and that'll go on for like 5 minutes, guys, and they'll say cancel.
We do it again.
We can never get anybody to come up this hill. So guys, God forbid, like if you have to go to a hospital or doctor and you really need to get in a cab, you're gonna have to walk down this massive steep hill and flag one down, which is what we've done when we had to take a cab. And then on top of it, the price is not set. Even a 5-minute drive, whatever they quote you, is not set.
We'll get into that.
Yeah,
we'll get into that one.
Let's see.
Number 8, street dogs.
Yeah.
A lot of loose tons of dogs over here, loose guys. So it make it hard for us to walk our little guys. We like taking our little guys out for walks and stuff like that. And every time we're walking with them, we have to snatch them up because these are some bigger dogs. So it's not like we have a like our German or a Pit or Roddy.
Little toy Yorkies, guys.
Little toy guys. So that makes it difficult for us, and especially being in the local area where we are.
It's common. It's coming
all over.
Yeah, it's common all over Oaxaca to see them. But honestly, in our barrio here in our neighborhood, we actually have, I think, 3 of them. Well, you'll probably see them in a clip, but they're sweet to us.
Yeah,
but
cool.
But the first time they charged us, and my husband was like, "Oh my God, open the gate quick, because they're gonna get us." But they actually are right next door, and they're always out there. They pretty much sleep out there. They're out there, and
real street dog.
We can't walk. There's no way we cannot walk our dogs in this neighborhood at all. So they have to just stay inside, and we know when we go out there that a street dog is going to approach us because they're a lot of them are just the neighbors' dogs, but they live out in the street. They just lay there and play there and just there 24/7. And then you have a mixture of those dogs with the regular dogs who are just strays. So, and it's very abundant, especially up here.
Yeah. All right, guys. Number 9.
Yes.
Noisy. Mucho ruido. Muy ruido. I'm gonna say it. Very noisy, and that noise can come from the tortilla man. It can come from the panaderia guy that comes driving around. The car alarms, the honking the horn, and all that. It's constant, non-stop, guys. Very noisy. And then we actually live by some mechanic dudes or something, which we didn't know. We just thought they were just regular neighbors. Come to find out, they don't have a body shop going on.
Right. So, their house is their body shop, and it's right next door. So I'll smell like paint smell. And already I'm struggling with the smoke, and he's struggling with the smoke. And then it's like you open the window, and it's like paint smell. And then you have, of course, their dogs are all out there. And the tortilla guy, every like 10 minutes there's a moto. I'm shocked he hasn't come while we were we're lucky that he hasn't been beeping, but they
probably because he came by like every certain time. You hear him from a distance. You hear the gas truck guy, you hear like a cow,
a lot of beeping,
a cow go moo, and all of a sudden it's like this music playing, and that's the gas man. Then you hear the beeping in the car alarm, that's the tortilla guy. Then you hear some type of ice cream type music, and that's the pan dude. Constant noise, and it's to the point you can get used to it, but it's very noisy up here where we are.
And it's strange because, there are times, like, not often, but that it's really beautiful and quiet. But during the day, the evening, the afternoon, it's very noisy, and you would think, oh wow, it would be kind of quiet because you're in the mountains. So if you're a person where that bothers you, it's gonna really, really bother you guys. Because in the last apartment, I lived next to a railroad track, and it didn't bother me. That was soothing to me. But we would hear the gas man over there, and we would hear the tamale guy, but it would only be maybe once a day. Maybe like the gas man will come once a day, the tamale guy once a day. But over here, it's like the tortilla guy is coming like every 5 minutes. Then the pan guy is coming every evening, and then the gas people. So it's constant noise. So
yeah, and they get money too. People going up to them giving it. So I understand it, and it's convenience. It's a pro and a con with that, though.
Exactly.
That's the pro and the con. But guys, that's been pretty much the video. Our apartment tour, trying not to make it so long, and we gave you the pros and the cons that come along with it. So we over here in Oaxaca City, Oaxaca de Juarez. That's how they correctly say it. Over here in the Barrio Ayora.
Bringing you information live and direct, the real deal information. Whether you like it or you don't like it, we're gonna give you the truth.
always, guys. All right, so I guess.
We're gonna wrap everything up, guys. More informational videos to come. Stay tuned, and thank you to those of you who have supported us. We truly appreciate it, very, very much from the bottom of my hearts and of our hearts. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I'm exhausted. I've been extra run down lately.
It's been rough.
But we'll end it as we always do, guys. Live the life that you were meant to live. Keep a grateful heart, even when it gets hard. And remember,
why not now? All right, guys. Peace.